He had already decided that tonight would be his last. Mark sat alone in his old pickup truck, parked by the edge of a quiet bridge just outside Denver. The night was cold, and the city lights shimmered faintly on the surface of the dark river below. Everything felt too heavy. His debts, the job he'd lost 2 months ago, and the guilt of a family he hadn't called in weeks. He gripped the steering wheel and whispered, "I'm sorry. I just can't do this anymore. If you believe true kindness always finds its way back, please tap the like button now and subscribe to support more stories like this." Mark had spent all day driving aimlessly, looking for a reason not to end it all. By nightfall, his gas tank was nearly empty, and so was his will to go on. That's when he saw a little coffee shop off the highway, its neon sign flickering, open 24 hours, fresh coffee and warm smiles. He almost drove past it, but something inside told him to stop. Inside the shop, the warmth hit him first. Then came the smell of roasted beans and cinnamon. A young woman behind the counter smiled and said, "Rough night, huh? Coffee's on the house for anyone who looks like they need it." Her name was Emily. Mark mumbled a thank you and sat by the window. Emily poured his coffee and slid a small plate toward him, a cinnamon roll fresh out of the oven. "You look like you could use something sweet," she said with a grin. Mark wanted to tell her that sweetness was the last thing he deserved, but she kept chatting about how she worked nights to save for nursing school, how she believed that one small act of kindness could change someone's entire day. Her voice was light, but her words carried warmth that cut through his darkness. When he finally looked up, she noticed his tired eyes and said softly, "You're gonna be okay, you know? Whatever it is, it'll pass." He didn't answer. He just nodded, paid for nothing, because she wouldn't let him, and walked out. But that night, he didn't drive off the bridge. He drove home. A week passed. Emily forgot about the tired man from the coffee shop. She saw dozens of people every night, truck drivers, college kids, lonely souls chasing caffeine and conversation. Then one rainy evening, she came into work late. The roads were slick and her old car had finally given up halfway to the shop. She called for a tow, soaked and shivering by the roadside, when a pickup truck pulled up beside her. The driver leaned out and said, "Need a hand?" It was Mark. He jumped out, grabbed his umbrella and said, "Let's get you somewhere safe." They sat in his truck as the rain hammered down. Emily laughed nervously, realizing how strange it felt to be rescued by a stranger in the same kind of truck she'd served coffee to last week. But then Mark turned toward her, his voice trembling. "You don't remember me, do you? Last week I came into your shop, you gave me coffee and told me things would be okay." She blinked, trying to recall, and smiled faintly. "Oh yeah, I remember your jacket. You looked tired." Mark took a deep breath. "That night I was going to end my life. You saved me, Emily. You didn't know it, but you did." Her smile faded into stunned silence. The rain outside softened, as if even the storm paused to listen. He continued, "You reminded me that there's still kindness in this world, that maybe it's not too late to start over. I got help, called my brother, got an interview tomorrow, and now," he laughed quietly, "now I get to help you." Tears welled in Emily's eyes. She whispered, "I didn't do anything special." He shook his head. "You just cared, that was enough." Later, when her car was towed and Mark drove her to the coffee shop, she offered him another cup on the house. They sat together at the same window where she'd served him that first night. Emily looked out at the rain and said softly, "Maybe kindness really does come full circle." Mark smiled, this time with light in his eyes. "Yeah," he said, "it just takes one person brave enough to start it." Months later, Emily got accepted into nursing school. And every Friday night, without fail, a man in a worn denim jacket came by the coffee shop, left a generous tip, and told her to keep spreading that kindness. She never forgot the night he came back, and he never forgot the night she unknowingly saved his life. We'd love to hear your story. What is the most memorable act of unexpected kindness you have witnessed or received? Share it in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe, because sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change someone's entire life.